Even outside of the Griffins, there are still some Detroit Red Wings who are playing hockey right now. The IIHF World Tournament officially kicks off on May 15th, and Detroit has multiple players who are involved in the games. There was a post on X revealing that Moritz Seider was wearing the C for Team Germany as they faced Team USA in a preliminary round. We've talked a lot about this during the year. Seider should be the next captain of the Detroit Red Wings. He's been paving his own way since his draft year in 2019, and he's continuing to show that he's a born leader. Let's take a look at it. This is your 7-Minute Wings. Welcome back to the Red Wings Report with Strings and Pucks. This is Jeremy Laura. Please click like. If you haven't yet, please click subscribe. We're getting close to 200,000 views in the channel. I went back and checked. My first video in this format was July 20th of last year. So in just under a year, the channel's at almost 1,800 subscribers and almost 200,000 views. That's because of all of you. So thank you for stopping by. The IIHF World Tournament starts in just 4 days. There are several Red Wings players who have already headed over. I talked about Team Sweden yesterday. Lucas Raymond had headed over after Nils Hoglander was injured. And then, of course, Albert Johansson was already on the roster, and he was the first star in a game where he scored 2 goals against Team Switzerland. So, apart from those two, Emmitt, Finnie, and Cam Talbot are skating with Team Canada right now. Justin Faulk and prospect Max Plante are currently skating with Team USA. And yesterday I talked about this. The Griffins had reassigned Jesse Kiiskinen to his European team. It just hit me. This could be an opportunity for him to join Team Finland. Remember, Kiiskinen was scratched for the last few games as the roster in Grand Rapids is just packed. So Kiiskinen may well have an opportunity to get a bunch of ice time with Team Finland at the Worlds. I don't know that for certain. I expect we'll find out for sure in the next couple days. But the Red Wings player that's kind of stood out in all of this on the world stage for me is Moritz Seider. Right now, he's wearing the C for Team Germany. And there are some pics floating around that show there's this group of fans that have kind of been following Seider around down there. And at the end of the game, Seider was announced Germany's player of the game, and the Mannheim fans were chanting his name. So we're starting to see Seider get recognition outside of just Detroit. We've heard other NHL players and pundits start to kind of chime in about how impressive he was in this last campaign. He's getting talked about for Norris votes. And since he arrived, he's been an Iron Man for Detroit. In 5 seasons, he's still yet to miss a game. He has a 410-game Ironman streak right now. He's putting in over 25 minutes a night for the past 2 seasons. Last year, new career high, 50 assists, 10 goals. And there's just something about the way he plays. He plays a physical game. This is not someone who shies away from the corners. He'll lay on big hits. He's there in every single situation. And now more and more people are stepping up and recognizing Seider as a very special player for this team. Seider's leadership style to me is very different than Larkin's, where Larkin, we've seen him be explosive. He'll get into fights on the ice. Seider will engage physically, but he's still always seems to have that measured kind of intensity. Not that he's holding back, but just that it seems like he's not easily rattled. And you get the feeling that in the room, if Seider has something to say, the room's going to get really, really quiet. A few things stood out to me when Seider was drafted, as I kind of went back and followed about a player I knew nothing about. When Detroit had announced him at 6th overall, Steve Yzerman's first pick for Detroit as GM, you can see it's still floating around the internet. Seider was shocked. No one I knew saw this one coming. Yet, it's been obvious ever since why Seider was picked at 6th overall. But before the draft, Seider requested to interview with every single NHL team before that draft. He said he wanted the experience to understand how the GMs think and how the process works. And that was rare, something I'd never heard of happening. And every GM who spoke to him said he was really mature, really well spoken. So right off the bat, this is a player that kind of made an impression. From there, in his first camp, you could see how animated he was. He was communicating, he was talking, directing traffic right after he was drafted. And that never changed. In each camp, even before he was on Detroit's roster, Moritz Seider seemed to take control of the blue line. Then, when he had his inaugural season at just 20 years old, he came in and he became your top defenseman. He's taking control of the blue line, and I think he'll do the same with the room when he's a captain. I think he's already doing it now, just in a very different way. This isn't a knock on Dylan Larkin. Larkin is pretty much the last man standing from 2019. He's the only player left that was on the ice for opening night. Rasmussen's still here, but he wasn't on the ice for puck drop that year. I think he was in Grand Rapids. He ended up coming up later in the year. But Dylan Larkin, everyone that was on the ice and on the bench for opening night in 2019, everyone else is gone. He's stepped up. I believe he loves this team. This is his home team, and he's just got an explosive energy. Seider's just a different kind of leader. Intense, but more focused, more measured, I guess. I'm not sure how to put it, but I think under him, the team will have a different type of attitude. Seider, you get the feeling he has no problem at all telling someone if they screwed up. And he has no problem at all looking in the mirror, knowing when he's screwed up. This is someone I'm really excited about as the future of the Red Wings. And of course, as always, I want you to let me know in the comments. Do you think Moritz Seider is going to be the next captain to Detroit? I don't think it's a matter of if. I think it's a matter of when. He's doing it on the international stage right now for Germany, and we'll see how he performs at the World Tournament. But I do think this is the future captain of the Red Wings. This is your 7-Minute Wings.